this. From the Tzemach Tzedek's answer, Tzemach Tzedek was the third Rebbe of Chabad. There were 7 Rebbes of Chabad. Tzemach Tzedek was the third. From the Tzemach Tzedek's answer to someone at Yechidut, it says, there's a sentence that says like this. It is written, this is a sentence in Isaiah, Yeshayahu. It says, the wicked should leave his path, and the man of sin should leave his thoughts. In Hebrew, this is going to be a play on words, so we have to understand the words. It says, Yazov Rasha Darko, an evil person should leave his ways. V'ish Avon, and a man of sin, Machshavotov, his thoughts. Now the word Avon can also, as the same letters as own. Own means power. And the word Avon, sin, is the same word as own, which means power and strength. Just as it is necessary that a wicked person should leave his path. In other words, a person can't start really appreciating God until he stops going against God. So a person has to leave his path. Without tshuva, it's impossible to really appreciate the sacred. So must a man of strength. What does it mean, a person of strength? Don't say sin, but power. What does it mean, power? That he's unshakable confidence in his own self. A person that's very, very powerfully egotistical. That person has to leave his thoughts. Just like doing sins is a bad thing, and it impedes, makes it impossible for a person to really appreciate God, right? You can do the Torah, you can do the commandments, but it has no it has no life in it, no fire inside of it. And why? Because he likes to eat not kosher food, or he doesn't keep Shabbos or whatever. So he'll do the commandments, but he doesn't really get any. The same thing, a person who does all the commandments and he doesn't do any sins, but he's an egotist. A person is an egotist. I say, I think, I want. It could be he's the head of the yeshiva, but he insists that whatever he wants is right. He's got tremendous potential and abilities and qualities, and he knows the whole Torah, but he's an egotist. A person like that, he has to leave his own thoughts. He is not to insist, I say so, this is what I think. Every time a person says I, you have to check yourself. That's ego. It's the source of evil. It's the cause of divisiveness. That's what, like we just finished learning. I say this, you disagree with me, I hate you. You are my enemy. Take the other person's opinion into account. Think what he wants. If anybody wants to hate somebody, let him hate me. I don't have to hate the other person. And generally speaking, it says reflecting waters. If you don't reflect hatred, then the other person will stop hating as well. That was today. And this hatred comes from egotism, selfishness. Here we go. Now let us do tomorrow. Tomorrow, why not? Tomorrow, it's Shabbat. Man's life is dependent on the air around him. And without air, a person cannot live. And the quality of a person's life is dependent on the quality of air. Right? If there's air pollution here, and an atmosphere of Torah and commandments, it's a healthy life. In a godless environment, life is diseased. And one is constantly threatened with the possibility of being stricken with contagious maladies. The first general step in healing is to purify the air. How do you do this? It's the purifying the air is the task of every person who's familiar with Torah and Torah literature. You know what Torah is, you know a little bit, you know one sentence of Torah. This is, you purify the air by means of the letters of the Torah. When you say the words of the Torah while you're in your store, or you're walking in your street, or you're riding in the bus, as a person cleans the air, you clean the atmosphere. Everyone knowledgeable in Torah should have some Torah memorized. Chumash, the 5 books of Moses, Psalms, Mishnah, Tanya by heart, so that at all times and in all places you're able to think and to say the holy letters of the Torah. That purifies the world, which means it purifies other people's thoughts. it becomes harder to think negative things. Now, story.